All right, welcome to the Sweet Talk. Today is Thursday, August 27, 2020. I am your host, Kim Matina. I am a Google certified trainer and educator, as well as a gold product expert and a technology teacher. And today I am so happy to have on my show. Today's a special episode for Miss Paula from Slidesmania. Woo-hoo, Paula! I'm so happy to have you on. I really, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm gonna, be flexible with my international guests, but when it's Paula from Slidesmania, I gotta make sure she's on. So welcome to the Sweet Talk.
Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for adapting to my hours here.
No, I appreciate your flexibility with me too, so it's all good.
No problem.
It's an honor to have you on, and it's a pleasure to meet you. I know, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. For those who don't know me, I'm Paula, the gal behind Slidesmania. It's just me. There's no one else behind Slidesmania or Twitter or Facebook or whatever. It's always me. And I am from Uruguay. English is not my first language, so I will get stuck. I will forget words, and you please apologize. Apologize me, because I apologize. Sorry. See?
Don't worry.
My first mistake there. So, I'm from Uruguay, but I live in Spain. I have an amazing 9-year-old daughter, and I work in finances. So I do not work in anything related to education or design. I just love design, and that's why I created Slidesmania.
So you're not in education. I thought you were in education. That's
No,
interesting. So you work full-time in finances?
Yes, I work for an international freight forwarder under financial department. That's what I do from 9 to 6 every day.
Wow. Okay. Well, I honestly had no idea. I really thought Slidesmania was your primary, job.
No,
So
I work with Slidesmania on weekends.
How did Slidesmania happen? Then how was it born?
I always loved design, and I used to use a lot of PowerPoint or Google Slides when Google Slides was started on was online, and I started using those tools to create little banners and presentations and stuff. And I ended up having a lot of templates. So one day my husband told me, why don't you put them up on a website? And I did. And a lot of those templates, they're not even there anymore because I'm going to drink water, sorry.
That's okay.
Because at first, when I started creating templates, they were just for me. I wasn't thinking of sharing them. They were kind of basic, general use, pretty basic. I don't again, I'm not a designer, so I don't have any studies behind. So it's just me learning how to do stuff. And when I started sharing them and I started interacting with people on Twitter and I started receiving feedback, that feedback pushed me to work harder or to become you have to do it better. You have to do it it has to be prettier and stuff. So that's why I like this site is evolving with me, because I'm learning as I go. And lately I've been pushing myself harder to make them better without having them to feel like a responsibility or a job. I always say the same, as I don't want Slidesmania to feel like a job, because I love it and I don't want to just spoil it. That's the word. I don't know. To become something, you have to do this. Now, I enjoy it, and I enjoy pushing myself harder and go this has to be better. So
wow, I am so we have a lot in common. Because that's how I feel about the Sweet Talk. It's so you're telling me it's like a passion project.
Exactly.
Right. So once it feels like a job, then
it's not fun anymore.
It's not fun anymore. So like, and that's how I feel about my show. So, and you know what? It's amazing because like, so if anybody, so I'm taking it for granted that people know what Slidesmania is. Why don't you tell them what Slidesmania is? Because we may have new people that don't know what it is.
I can share my screen if you want, and I can just show the website. Let me just give me 1 minute. Share screen. Hold it. I think I got it. Share.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. So I'm good. Well, this is a Slidesmania. This is my virtual home. This is my happy place. So what you will find here is a lot of different templates for Google Slides or PowerPoint. And again, you're going to find for business, education, and then you can have here formal ones, the fun ones that I enjoy the most. Simple ones, this is for you to see all. You can search by colors. I have how-to section and by educators for educator section. These ones over here are not mine. These are templates that have been created and shared from educators from all over the place. So you can, if you want to share your templates, you can submit them here. And then you have the ones I create, and I always say the same when people is new to Slidesmania. It's the first time you go to the site, I always recommend just browse through the whole thing so you know what I have, what you can find. Mostly because if you're going to use this search box over here, I am not very good at writing descriptions. So if you want to look like just straight there, you're probably not going to find unless you know the name of the template or you know like how it kind of looked when you first saw it. So I have like a lot of different types. Under educations, I have the notebooks, the digital notebooks, and you can just get your copy for PowerPoint or Google Slides, and you can start adding your content, or you can customize them first. I have, this one is a little bit short. I need to work more on this one. For Lego blocks, this is for math, and this is for like more elementary kids. The toy sports and games, again, you have different choice boards and stuff. The weekly planners. This is for you to get all your resources together for the week. I'm going to show you one in a bit. And then I have the yearly planners. This is for the whole year. Again, when I started working on the templates that are under the education tab, that was mostly because of the pandemic. And keeping in mind that I know there are a lot of teachers, I know I read them on Twitter, that are very techie teachers. So, and those don't need my help. They're fantastic. They know all the tools out there, and they kind of felt like this transition to remote or hybrid learning, like they were the ones that went through the smoothest. I don't know if that transition fits. That's right, yeah. But I also know there are a lot of teachers that they were not ready, and all they feel right now, it's just
overwhelming.
Exactly. Because there's so many. It's crazy because, like, the first thing I always say to a teacher that gets in touch with me is go to Twitter. You'll learn a lot from there. Follow some hashtags, some people there, and you're going to learn a lot. But I know when there are a lot of tools there, and everything is that it's overwhelming, the quantity of tools and files and stuff that are around. And I know that doesn't help to those who are not feeling comfortable with technology or with the whole situation. So I always say that start small, try to find one tool that helps you, like that covers most of your needs, and master that one tool, and then you can move to another one. But try to like baby steps, because I know it can be quite overwhelming to try to conquer everything. So, and I know a lot of...
I am so thankful for all of your work and everything that you've put together on your website, because like I've used many of your templates in the past just for like lessons that I've done in my technology class, but now going through and starting hybrid or virtual learning, you know, I know I've used one of your templates to push out for students and teachers, and we're using one of the templates as in the district as well. So like I do appreciate all the work that you've done, because it's not like, you know, you can't turn something over that valuable that quickly. It takes time, and you're putting in the time to make a productive and a great template. You know, it's very useful. So I really appreciate it, you know. And I do want to let people know too, like, you know, I consider myself tech savvy. I really do. You know,
you are.
I was trying to figure out something in one of your templates, and I'm saying to myself, it's got to be an easier way to do this. I am doing this way too hard. And honestly, like I messaged Paula through Twitter. Hey, Paula, I'm trying to do this. How do you do this? And then she told me right away, and boom, it was done. Like, so like she's not only designing these templates, but she's also like supporting you. If you have questions, you can ask her, and she's very kind, very open, and very helpful in that. So I appreciate it. I really do. And I could have, like, for me, that was like priceless, because I'm saying to myself, she's not going to text me back right away because she's busy. And then within like minutes, I had a response. I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome.
I try to reply as because I know that when, like, if you send me a message, or anybody else send me a message, I know that if they kind of questions, because they're working at the moment they're working on the template. Right?
Yeah.
So if I don't reply right away, they might get stuck because they don't know how to like keep going. And I have to, like, I always say, like, I live in Spain. Sometimes I get a lot of messages during the night, and I try to reply them as soon as I wake up. But I do try to reply all. And if someone has a question, they can send me a message through Twitter or an email or wherever, and I try to reply. I also created a Facebook group, because sometimes I receive a lot of questions and I don't get to reply as fast as I wish that I could. And so people can just post their questions there, and other educators can help me out. So that helped me to try to answer any questions like on time. So,
right.
But it's my pleasure. Now.
No, I mean, that was smart, because, you know, it's a lot for one person to handle. So to put the Facebook group together and then let other educators help each other, you know, is great, you know, so because it could be overwhelming just on yourself.
Yes. There was one particular week when I thought that I wasn't going to be able to make it, because I had like a ton of emails that I had to answer, a lot of messages on Twitter. It was crazy. And on top of that, summer is the busiest time of the year for my day job. So I always try to schedule myself like 3 times a day. I go into Twitter and reply everything I see, like I see all the notifications. I couldn't do it. So I was like, I can't. I have to clone myself or something. So that's why I appreciate all the teachers that jumped in the Facebook group, and they're answering questions and trying to help, because I couldn't do it all by myself.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely need help. So I'm glad, I'm glad that you were able to use that resource and alleviate some of that stress, because we don't want you to stop.
No, I won't stop. It's therapy for me. I always say that it's working with numbers and stuff that gets you all like stressed, and you have a lot of deadlines and stuff. And the weekend or after 6, when I just close shut my work computer, and I can start working on my stuff. I'm like, I open my drive and I start working on something, and I feel like me. I'm like,
that's your de-stress. That's your method.
Totally. So
Paula, tell us how long does it take to open up a template, and then walk us through a template, and then how often, not how often, but how long does it take for you to complete a whole new one, from start to finish,
It depends. Like the simple ones where they have just like this one, it was pretty easy because it's very simple. This one is like 4 hours, no more than that, because it only has like regular shapes and it doesn't have many layouts. So this one is easy. But then you have another ones the best example would be, let's see, this one. The file cabinets, I always say this one was one of the hardest. This one took like 10 hours to make because it has a lot of links. So that's why this one is the one that you can click on each folder, and it will open each folder and each drawer and stuff. So this one took a lot. And so
when you create this template, the file cabinet, so how do you I know what you're doing behind the scenes with the slides, but what about the graphics?
This is all shapes.
It's all shapes. Okay.
Yes. I'm going to show you here. Well, for those, if you want your template to open in Google Slides, just click on this button here. And if you want to download the PowerPoint versions, just this button over here. So I'm going to open it in Google Slides, and I'm going to click on Use Template. For those that never been on the website before.
No, I want you to show it.
So this is the template. I'm going to let it load. There you go. I'm going to go to Slide, Edit Master. And this is where you see, if I right click on this is link, sorry. Hold it. There you go. Sorry about that. I'm going to ungroup it. So now, it's because I'm sharing screen. Every time I share screen, it gets super slow.
Yeah, it's okay.
So this is what you see. This is
wow.
Okay. These are the shapes that make the template.
That's even more time consuming.
Yeah, it means I have to make shape by shape, and then the drawer, here's an open drawer, is the same. So I'm going to just right click on, this is the link again. I'm always clicking on the link. I'm going to move it. I'm going to group it, and this one has even more shapes because each folder has 2 shapes.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe.
This is all there is behind the template. Oh, here, more shapes. This is
you just blew my mind. I don't have the patience to do that. I mean, I guess I could just copy and paste and then change the color, the fill, but to have the patience to do that, oh my goodness.
It's therapy. It's
I
get
must
lost.
Really be distressing from your numbers.
Totally, but I don't like, if my husband is talk on my door. I'm like, what? You've been here for 4 hours. Oh, really?
Yeah. Track of time. Yeah. Well, that's amazing. I had no idea that they were all shapes.
Yeah, I have. What is it? I think I have another one. Education.
You're getting wows in the chat. I'm just letting you know, you just blew my mind and other people's mind, because that's so time consuming. And then to think, you're actually like thinking out of the box too. Like I like that because you're showing now.
The idea of the drawers being open, that was here. I'm going to show you. This was, where is it? Because I'm always like being inspired by everything you create. So where is it? Sorry, that's taking so long.
That's okay. Take your time.
Here. Mangai created this template where you could open the drawers. And I was like, I love this concept.
So you got inspired from.
And I'm like, I'm going to try to make something like this. And that's where this came to life. So, yeah.
I just can't believe that all those details are all shapes. Like that just blew my mind. Totally blew my mind.
Same with this. Like always say that I'm always trying to learn how to do things. So I wanted to do like gems and stones. So again, these are a lot of shapes.
Yeah. Why? So somebody's asking why the individual shapes separate links on each one. I guess why do you have separate links on each shape?
Separate length. And on this template over here?
I'm not sure. Somebody's asking why do you have individual shapes and then separate links on each one?
Because different links, that's the file cabinet. The shapes is because if I use images, you cannot change their colors, right? Well, let me put this together. See if I can. There you go. Like I could create this, right? Make a shape or save it an image or whatever. Or I can use an image, but that's not what I want because I want to give you the possibility to change colors. So if I want my file cabinets to be green, I don't know, maybe you like green. It's going to take a little while because it's kind of slow right now. There.
Oh, there it goes. Yep.
See, you can update the whole thing. And that's why I use shapes and not images. Same with the folders. If I want to change the folders, I will change just the pink one for a red one, and we're going to see it in a little bit. There.
Yeah,
it will update.
Okay.
So that's why. And this one in particular has a lot of links because each drawer opens and click. I have to show you here. I'm going to just show it there. I have a link on Monday, so it opens Monday. And I have on Thursday another one, on Tuesday another one. And they're all links that are taking you to a different day. That's not a problem because if I only did the drawers, I would only had to add 5 links. But because I wanted to grab the folders, each folder has a link. So this folder is taking, sorry, I'm going to just put it back there. There. Topic A opens this slide over here where the folder is out. And if I click here, there's another link where the paper is out of the folder. And same for each folder. That's why it has so many.
That's why, yeah. Yeah. You just blew me away. And, it's funny that I a lot of people don't use the shape tool. And I like how you use the shape tool to recreate your filing cabinets or like a cloud or a bubble or whatnot, because, we don't think of shapes in that way. And
we think it like that. Yeah,
it's a very creative that you use the shape tool within slides to create your graphics. I mean, to me, that's even more impressive because I really think that's like an artistic side or vision that you have that you're not giving yourself enough credit for, and that you're able to do that.
Change colors or just to move things around. If I only had like fixed backgrounds, you wouldn't be able to move things. Or I don't want the folder here. I wanted to move it over there. Or where is it? I want this button to be somewhere else. I want to move it. So you can do that, and you can move everything around, and you can change the colors and everything. It gives their shapes. If I use something else, you wouldn't be able to do that. So
right. So you still have the availability, the option to customize it if you need to.
exactly.
Yeah.
You can just do whatever you want, and you can move everything. Again, there are just a few templates that use images, very few of them.
That's
Mostly
amazing.
because
I mean, I actually used this choice board template, and when I first learned about Slidesmania a couple months ago, honestly, like I'm kind of like a newbie, I guess. And a couple months ago, this was my first template that I used, and I'm like, what? Oh, okay, I understand why she grouped it. Okay, I understand why she put the link control over the
exactly.
cloud, like she's high, so it kind of was following some of your logic behind it. But I mean, I used it, I loved it, the kids loved it, like it was different. It's not like that same old PowerPoint or Google slide presentation. It's a little bit more engaging, interactive,
Yeah.
prettier, you know what I mean? So it does appeal to the kids and to staff too, teachers as well.
Yeah, I know that. Like, I know that most of them, like a lot of my templates are like more for elementary. I've received that. Like, do you have something for like high school or college? And I know it's because I always say that like my daughter is my inspiration, so I know what she's doing at school. So I try to how would I put it using slides.
Right.
So that's why they look a little bit like this one in particular looks very elementary, but. As wait for my daughter to grow up, because as when she grows up, I'll be like evolving with her.
That's funny. You could do a STEM one, just so you know. STEM.
Yeah,
I'll put a request in.
Yes, I had a form on the website, but I had to close it because I would need like 2 lives to make them all. So, but I'm still like taking like if someone asks me like the passport template.
The passport one was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was asked by Jimena. She's from Spain, and that was like, okay, I can do it, and it was something that I could do easy and fast. So I'm like, I'm gonna do it, no problem. So I created the passport template, and I've seen that it's being used, and I love what teachers are creating with this. And so I'm still receiving requests. Maybe I'm not working as fast as I should to complete them all, but I try my best. So
that's all you can do is try your best. That's it. I mean, I think it's amazing. I really, like I said, I appreciate everything that you've put together. I wasn't aware that you had a part of your website that could make suggestions or even share the template. So if you want, I can share what I have. I did. I used this cloud one. I have one from the notebook, and I did one for it was like more of a computer one. I mean, I can show you, and you can certainly share if you want.
I love it.
I really can't believe it. Now, so on this particular template here, the choice board one, the gem, if you go through it, so now you're thinking, okay, you have to make each slide like a master slide in your template. So like, how do you figure out like what layout would be available? Do you have all the layouts available in each template, or is it more or less like these are the layouts that we're doing, and then maybe I'll throw a couple of extra ones in? Like how do you go through that thinking as far as the layouts of the slides?
I when it's not like the presentation templates, I have like my set of layouts that I create a design for those layouts. Like they're kind of repeating. But for this templates, I just go like I create as I go. I don't have like a a line of thought when I'm creating. Okay. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it takes me more time to complete them because I don't have an idea of how it's gonna end up looking. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yep.
I start thinking I have an idea. Like I want to, for this one in particular, what was that? I want to learn how to create those that look, that shiny look. So, and once I created the stones, the gems, I was like, where can I put them? What can I do with them? So I started doing this one, but I never know how the template is going to end up looking because I change them a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't work in particular layouts or anything. I just go and I'm.
So like this particular one, I'm just trying to follow your thinking here, right? So I mean, I get it because you're kind of creating on the fly. It sounds like as you go, that's what you're doing. So like with this particular template, like on this slide here, if you do a slide layout, is it a blank slide layout?
No, it's never. You can go here and see what you have behind. So. This is the layout.
There's no text boxes on that. So is that like
and this blank one? No, this one is a blank one with only has the shape because I'm using word art.
Text box, word art. Okay.
Because I wanted. I don't know why I used word art for this one in particular because I didn't add any borderline or anything, but I was working with word art and I went with it. But you can do change it. I don't know. As this one is also been used as daily activities, or if you want,
you could put a word in there or whatnot.
Exactly, because I know a lot of teachers don't need many slides per day. For each day, they just want one for Monday, one for Tuesday, and stuff. So they can use this ones too, because again, it's all editable. But yeah, I don't have much of this, this layouts over here, they do have the placeholders, but these ones are just
there's just like the graphics, the shapes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's amazing. So this one was more or less like an easy one, or was this one more of a harder one?
It was not hard. What's hard is I wanted to use theme colors, and theme colors only comes with 6 accents. Like this 6 accents over here, I needed to add a lot of different shapes to get different, to accomplish the different shadow colors, like the shades, sorry. Because I couldn't do a lighter green and a darker green. I needed to use just one green and make it look like different shades of green.
Right.
So that's why I had so many shades. But again, it's only because I want, I'm going to just change it so you see it. Because I want you to be able to change them, but this one didn't take that much. It was just the time was to figure out how to get all the different shades using just one color.
Okay. Wow. I just can't believe it. Now, if you show your notebook one, so if you go back to your website. And
I'm going to go to here.
Which one is it? So was that one on the top?
This one are the newest, the ones that
not those. Scroll down.
The hyperdot?
Yeah, hyperdot one.
There you go.
So was this one considered one of your time-consuming ones, or was this considered an easy one for you?
No, this is time-consuming because I wanted the flipping pages, and I had to move the tags one side and set them correctly and stuff. But the good thing is I always try to recycle things. So the rings here came from the scrapbook template. So I try to I grab resources that I created before and I use them on the new ones. But this one is I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. Nothing takes me less than 2 or 3 hours because I'm not a professional. I'm learning as I go. It takes me a while, and because I'm not like this, and also because I don't know how the final product is gonna
look.
look. So it's like it's done when I think it's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and it's probably. Do you get a lot of feedback from people? Like,
yes.
So does that help? I mean, I'm sure that helps you with determining on what kind of things you may need to add or take away, right?
Yes, that's I received that a lot of feedback, a lot of emails and stuff, and people ask me like, that's why again I try to make them as like you can edit everything, because for the tabbed notebooks, I like a lot of people are like, I need only 4, I need 1, I need 3, I need 5. So that's why I try to make them with shapes so you can remove the ones you don't need and stuff. The digital notebooks were like something that people were asking a lot, because I didn't have many of them before. I had like notebook style. I have, where are they? This one, they were like the first digital notebooks that I had. And then a lot of people started asking, so I created more.
Yeah.
And I always, one thing I would say is it's a recurring question, is how do you change the tabs?
That was my question.
Yes, you asked me that, and a lot of people ask me, and I always try to on the description of this templates, not the presentation ones that don't have that many, like you can change colors and stuff, but they don't have any text or anything that you want to keep. So I always try to write little how-tos on the description.
That's good to know. Yeah, all right.
Because
so
I know
on the page, you usually put like a little bit of directions in there. Okay.
Exactly. I try to like make it easier for people to change things and stuff, or little tips. Like for this one, all the digital notebooks that have tabs, I always say do not add more slides, just duplicate the ones that I include on the template, because if you add slides, the links won't be there. But if you duplicate existing slide, links will be there. You don't have to have them, add them again. So that's why I try to add some tips and stuff on the descriptions. Because again, I'm gonna open it.
Well, that's good to know, because I honestly, like, I didn't read that. I just downloaded the template and then I started to work. So I'm glad that you pointed that out, because, if I didn't see it, maybe, somebody else may have not, known it was there either. So that's that. And this template, I was trying to like change the tabs of the words on the tabs. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to create a shape, get the color of the fill, and fill it in and put it on top. And I'm like, oh yeah. And then I didn't realize, like, when you turn the page,
you have to take it again.
I'm like, no, this isn't good.
Yeah,
that's an easy way.
Exactly. That's why for this ones, always go to edit, find, and replace. And the first word is engage. So I want the tab to be named after you. So, and I'm going to click on replace all. And now it's always Kim.
Yeah. It was just like, oh my goodness, unbelievable. I couldn't believe that it was that easy, And you know what it is too? It's nice, like, because you actually explained it to me in text over Twitter. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like, I know it's there, but I don't use that. You know what I'm saying? So you actually made me be more aware of that option, that's there in Google Slides. You know what I mean? So
exactly, not just for this template, for any other template.
Right?
Exactly. So yeah, you for some templates you have to edit the master to change some stuff. I mean, you could go to slide, edit master here, and try to, like, here there's a link, so I have to move it first. Why do I have links on the master on this case? Because, and also on the slides, I also try to think that if you delete a link, because I've been asked, like, I broke it. I broke your links, Paula. And I don't mind, like, some people have been sharing their files with me so I can put the links back. But I use the links on the master as a backup link. So if you ever delete a link on the slide, you can go to the master and copy and paste it. So
okay.
This one over here, see, I can change it. Again, I can write it here. But if I do this on the master, that I can do it, I can type on the shape. You don't have to do it for every single slide.
Every single one, yeah.
So no, don't do, for this kind of template. Don't do the edit master step. Just go to find and replace, and you'll be all set.
It'll change it everywhere. Yeah.
Exactly. And the same, I always hear, if you need more pages, duplicate page 3. If you only need one slide with the tab, delete page. I try to add instructions so you don't lose the flipping, how it looks like when the tab is here and then it moves to the other side and then it's another page covering it up. So if I want another one, I just duplicate this slide, and this slide, because I'm duplicated, has the links. But if I add a new layout, a new slide with this layout, again, it won't have the links. You have to set them yourself. So.
And then what about deleting slides? Do you recommend deleting slides or just not showing them? Or skipping them?
You can skip them, and if you're sure you're not going to use them, you can go ahead and delete them. But if you're sure you're not going to use them, it's not like I know I don't remember who it was, but I know someone asked me on Twitter, like, I thought I was not going to use it and I deleted it, and now what do I do? And what she did, I guess, is it's import the template as a theme to fix it. I think that's what she did. She went here and you go to theme, import theme, and she import the presentation.
Oh, okay.
So the thing was back there because she was deleting tabs and stuff. And so I was.
That sounds like a mess.
Yeah. So unless you're sure you don't want to use them, just leave them. Just keep them there.
Skip them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skip them, and that's all.
Okay.
And what else? Let's see. This one here. This is when I had it open. I made a how-to video about this. Adding content on the master. So I'm gonna say it again because I know a lot of people is asking. What happened if you're using with your students and you're sharing a file and you don't want them to move things around?
Yeah.
And a lot of teachers, they've been doing like a file download JPG. That's JPEG image, and then they upload it as background. But with this template, that doesn't work because there are shapes in front of the background. So anything you add as background, it won't show. It will be
so
behind.
Like your tabs would be part of that, right?
In front of your shape, in front of your image. So it won't show. So this is the easiest way. If I want to, I have my title, my text, and my image. So I'm selecting everything. I'm holding Shift, and I'm cutting Control X, go to slide, edit master. And I always say, go to the layout and duplicate it. And other people is like, why do you have to duplicate it? And I'm going to show you why you have to duplicate it. I'm going to remove the placeholders because I don't need them right now. I'm going to keep source. What happens is that this now is fixed, right? It's not movable, and I can add a placeholder here if they want like something like observe the image and reply or something like that. But if you don't duplicate the layout first, it's going to show on any other slide that is using the same layout.
Right.
So that's why
you just delete that slide.
Yeah, but what if I had something here, for example? I'm going to undo. I'm going to show you a little bit better. Hold it. There. So this slide over here. This is something here. And I want this to say this, right? Something here. And I want this to be empty for my students, but I want this to be fixed. So again, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to slide, edit master. And if I don't duplicate it and I paste it, when I go to my next slide that is using the same layout, it's going to bring me the background.
Right.
Exactly. That's why it's important that whenever you're adding content on the master, before you paste it, just duplicate the layout and be sure that it says used by 0 slides.
Okay.
So now you can paste it.
Wait, go back.
I'm going back.
Right on the bottom where you were.
What I'm clicking?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to control there.
You're going too fast.
Paste it. Sorry. This over here, if you see like my title doesn't look pretty, it comes with a Arial, but it is not keeping my my source formatting.
Okay.
So I'm just saying keep source formatting.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing. And because now I duplicated my slide. Oops. No, I don't want to do that. Here. It's empty because I cut it what was here. And I'm using a new layout. Now I have to choose it from here. And again.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have that there, and I'm going to go to the master, and I'm going to insert a placeholder, like body text placeholder, and I can just put it here if I want. Like I said, this was kind of one of the things my daughter had to do, like observe an image and describe it. So here you can have it. The image, they won't be able to delete it or move it, and students can start typing. So,
well, see, I never used a placeholder.
You never use placeholders?
No, I never used it. So where is that again in your format menu? Oh,
you have to go a slide, edit master. Placeholders are only on the master. Okay. And you go to insert. Sorry, this is not, I'm on the master layout. This one over here, slide. Insert placeholder, and you can choose title, subtitle, body text. I'm going to show you why I use placeholders. I'm going to download this copy here, a new fresh one. I'm going to close this one. Use template. Let's see.
I never used placeholders because when I use Google Slides, I use it more for a presentation tool, not for collaboration and having kids enter stuff in. So that would be, using a placeholder would be a great way of indicating to students, hey, you have to type something in here.
And also they're useful. For example, if it was a presentation and you use text placeholders, and if you were not happy with the font you chose, because I'm using placeholders, I can change the font. So if I no longer want to use Georgia here, and I want, I don't know, Breeze serif, I can change it here. And if I don't want to use Montserrat here, and I want to use, I don't know, Comic Sans.
Yeah.
There you go. And because I'm using placeholders now, like say, you see that this one has been updated. And
that I knew because I've done that many times in the master, but I just never thought of using a placeholder like you just demonstrated to have
people students to answer.
Know that they have to type something in there. Interesting.
Yeah, you can also use insert text box, right?
Right.
You can do that, but the beauty of the placeholder is that you don't have to set if I insert right now, it's gonna bring. Let me see, text box.
And then you have to format it, and then you have to
or whatever.
So, yeah.
So, and sometimes because you didn't, if you set your font,
and they may not see it.
Exactly. So here, and they're going to have if I delete this, I always add a little text, they're going to see this. Click to
You're going to
text.
see it. It's going to be
Exactly.
like some type of prompt there for them.
Exactly.
That's interesting. I'm glad that you pointed that out. So that gives me like food for thought too, because, you know, like as a teacher, you can create a template, you know, your own template even.
Exactly.
And then use that placeholder as like an area where you can prompt the kids to type in their response.
Exactly.
So like that's cool. Okay, that's cool. Wow, I'm learning a lot, Paula.
I'm glad, happy to share.
Just, you just don't like. I don't use it that way. So you know, when you use these digital tools, you use it the way that you're most familiar with, right? To get your information out.
Exactly.
To your class or to your audience as fast as you can, but the most effective, you know, efficient way and effective way. So like, you know, you're making my window of vision a lot broader because you're showing me like, you know, examples of how it can be used.
It can be used.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's why like I was saying before, that with all the tools that are out there, if you try to master Google Slides and you have like your weekly schedule and you use it to share your resources, I'm talking to those teachers that don't have maybe don't use Google Classroom, or their school is not giving them anything, because I know though there are schools, I'm not sure there, but here in Spain I know there are schools that like teachers are on their own. So you can just have like a Google Slides for planning your week, and you can have like a digital notebook for your students, and you can force them a copy, and you can have it all together here. And you can even adapt, I don't know, some worksheets that you were using in the classroom, and you can adapt them to Google Slides so they can still work using the same materials that you had when you were face-to-face. So
yeah,
that's like the Google Slides is, I love it because you can do so much with so much.
I agree. I mean, you can definitely do so much with Google Slides. I mean, and use it really in any class, not just in, you know, professional development or whatnot, but it can be used so often. And I you know, like I said, like you use what you know, and you use it the way you know how to use it, right? So, you know, some of these other tools that you're showing off should help other people as well, because if I'm using Google presentations as just to show you know, students information, obviously you're not using the full extent of the tool.
Exactly. You know? It's not only for you to give information, but you can also use it to retrieve. That's the word.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I know, like, you know, and a lot of people use like HyperDocs and HyperSlides, you know, so like you can take your digital notebook and then you can link it to different, you know, websites or different, you know, files that you have as well. So it's not just limited within, you know, your actual.
No, it can be like, it's your one-stop shop, your Google Slides. You can like start from there, and then links all like the glue that holds everything together.
Yeah.
You can have it all together, all organized in the Google Slides file, and add your links to other platforms or tools or whatever.
Yeah. Well, let me share what I did with your slides, with your template. Is that okay?
Sure, please.
This is the big
I have to stop sharing my screen.
Yeah,
right?
You can stop sharing.
Oh,
yeah.
There.
Yeah, there you go. So let me show you this, because I told you I was gonna share my screen and show off what your how your template was used. So and if you want, you know, because I think it's important for you to know, like, and get feedback too, you know what I mean? So so you can see here which template it is, right?
Yes.
And then I only use the slides that are visible. These ones, I wasn't sure if I was going to add more information in, so I just hid them.
Perfect.
Or skipped them. So let me go here. So if I present this is like the digital handbook that the students are going to get, and in my building. So I ended up changing the tabs for the checklists, what they need to do, the etiquette. So for virtual meetings and things like that. And I actually put here, go to page 2, because I think I messed something up somewhere. So I did this. And then if you have problems with your technology, see, I wasn't done with this, but it's something, reminders, right? And then, again, I wasn't done, but I can't think of anything else to add right now. Some actions, like, maybe this is going to be something that teachers are going to do if you don't follow any of the, if you're not a good digital citizen. Some of their account information so that they can keep track of their usernames and passwords. So like this is going to have to be, they're going to have to edit this file. Like they'll get their own copy of this.
A copy. Okay.
And then this is going to be like responsible use policy, and that's,
I love it.
That's it, really. I don't know, like, and I left a lot of blank stuff in there because I wasn't sure if I was going to be done. You know what I mean? So it's probably going to be a work in progress, but I have to finalize it so that when the kids get it, they have their own copy.
The whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing. And I actually think I did do some of it was like, I didn't edit the master on some of them, but I think now after this show, I might have to so that they don't change.
And exactly. I mean, I would say they will be able to change it. If the kid goes to slide edit master, they will, like, he will be able to move or delete things. But that's not by mistake. You know what I mean? What we're trying to avoid is that you just drag your mouse or something and it's just moving things around.
Right. Yeah. I mean, even like the text that I have on here, like on some of them, I might just put that in as a placeholder and put it in, like duplicate the slide and then put it in as a placeholder or whatnot. I got to figure it out. But whatever you showed me today, I can definitely go back into this and revise it so that the kids can't change it.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's, I mean, like, so just so you know, like people are definitely appreciating your work and your creativity and everything that you're doing for teachers, because, I've used another website for templates, and your Slidesmania just blew up. Like it just totally like passed everything that I've used before, and it's like my go-to site now for templates. So I appreciate everything that you've done, because I know it's it's a passion project. You work full time, you have a family, and so like, anything that you're doing on your own time, to make things better for people is really tells you how much of a good person you really are.
Have no idea how happy it makes me every time it's like someone tags me and they're showing me the template being used. For me, it's like the world, and I can't believe it. And I'm from Uruguay, a very small country in South America. So if you Google it, you'll see it's a very small country with 3 million people there. And I live in Spain. I'm far away from my family and stuff. And I see my templates being used in the US,
all over, right?
In Australia. And I'm like, oh my God.
It's awesome. It's good. You should feel good.
I'm totally, like, I will never stop feeling like completely whoa.
Yeah, I hear you. I know what you mean. Believe me, that's awesome. I'm glad that you feel that way, because it gives you like a mission, it gives you more incentive to continue to do what you're doing. So
it's like always, like you give, like, I love creating templates, but you are the ones that give Slidesmania a purpose, because I use a couple of my templates, but I don't use them all.
Yeah.
So when I see everyone else using them, I'm like, yeah, that you're fulfilling the template purpose.
You're giving it life. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's huge for me.
That's awesome. I'm glad. That's awesome. I'm glad that you found, happiness in doing this for other people. So that's awesome. Well, that's going to conclude our show for today. Again, this was a very special show. I'm so glad that Paula was able to be on today, and we worked out the time difference with our schedules. I appreciate you being on and taking the time to show the Sweet Talk audience, your expertise and your little bit of your tips and tricks with Google Slides. So I thank you very much for being on.
Thank you.
And what I'm going to do real quick is just wrap up the show. I'm going to share my screen, and let me just show my website. So you can check out the Sweet Talk at thesweettalk.com. And yeah, my internet connection is a little slow. So if you go to thesweettalk.com, you will find the latest episode here on the homepage. You can also join the Facebook group, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter. My show is also available on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts as well. And you can also check out my new book that I wrote with Alice Keeler. It's called Stepping Up to Google Classroom. It will help you get started with Google Classroom. So that's available on Amazon. If you'd like to support my mission to pay it forward and helping other educators use EdTech, you can become a sponsor. I know Paula is here today because she is a sponsor of the Sweet Talk, so I appreciate that. And you will also be able to find any past episodes on the episode page, and the show notes that will be listed there, as well as the YouTube link. And if you are using Jamboard, you can check out my Jamboard page on my website as well. There's a lot of information here, and I did include some new videos on my YouTube channel. So with that being said, I am going to stop sharing my screen and welcome back to Paula. So that concludes our show for today, Paula. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you all for watching. Anytime you want to come back, you're always welcome. You're part of the Sweet Talk family now. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Take care.